Peter Yan just got robbed against Sugar Sean Omalley. He won that fight 30-27, and it's clear now the UFC is rigged. The UFC is no different than the WWE. It's all scripted. It's all fake. Sugar Sean just lost that fight. And if you listen to him in the post-fight, they asked him, were you surprised? DC asked him straight up, were you surprised that you won that fight after it? He said, yeah, I was. I was shocked I won. Sugar knew he lost. The fight wasn't even close. Dana White needs to go back in and figure this out and change it. He's got to do it, or he's setting a precedent for the sport that this is no different than WWE. This shit is all rigged. All of it's rigged. And the narrative is, oh, we got to push Sugar Sean. We got to, he's our big guy in North America, so we got to make sure he gets these wins, even if he loses 30-27. We'll make sure, we talk to these judges beforehand. And if it's even close, if Sugar doesn't get knocked out, he gets the win. He knew he lost. Sugar knew he lost that fight. I've been watching the UFC now for 10 years. That is the worst robbery, and I've seen a lot of them. I've seen a lot of robberies. But this was the worst I've seen in 10 years in the UFC. They should be ashamed of themselves. They need to come out and make a statement. For the people who gambled on it, I'm sorry. The bets need to be returned to the gamblers because this is unheard of. Like I said, I've been watching the UFC now for 10 years. I've seen over thousands of fights. This one right here is the worst robbery in a main event card I've ever seen in my life. Ever. It's absolutely pathetic. I'm done with the UFC unless they fix this. Unless Dana White comes out and says something about it and reverses it for a Peter Yan decision win, I'm done with the UFC. You won't ever hear me mention it. I won't ever watch, gamble on it, nothing. I will pay no attention to anyone or any fights, and I think you guys need to as well. Because then we know it's no different than the WWE if they don't come out and say something. Dana White, this is to you. You got to change something. You're the commissioner. You're the president. You can step in and reverse this. It needs to be done. This is the worst robbery I've ever seen. Peter Yan won that fight, and anyone who knows anything about MMA or has watched MMA at all in their life could watch that fight back, and I guarantee you 100% of those people would say, yeah, Peter Yan won that 3-0. Sugar landed one good shot, and after that good shot, Peter Yan responded, landed his own good shot, and got a takedown and had control every single round. I understand some people will say, oh, Sugar had more significant strikes. Look at the control. Look at the takedown. Look at the damage, okay? And I know you guys are going to say, well, Peter's face was all bloodied up. So was Sugar's. His face was completely swollen. This is the worst call, worst robbery I've ever seen, and I'm a Sugar Sean fan. But that wasn't his win tonight. In Abu Dhabi, that was not his win. I guarantee you he will not feel good about that fight. He was on his back in every single round. He did not get one takedown. He didn't go for a submission on his back. He had no offensive strategy off his back, and that's where he was most of the fight. Peter Yan got absolutely screwed in this. Dana White needs to say something, though. This is the worst robbery I've ever seen in the UFC, and Sugar Sean did not win that fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know everyone's going to agree with me on this. All the MMA fans, anyone that watched this knows Sugar Sean did not win that fight. He didn't even win one round. He did not even win one round. That was a 30-27. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I got nothing else to say. If Dana White doesn't come and fix something and make a statement on this, I think everyone needs to stop watching the UFC or stop betting it at least and put it up there in the same category as the WWE. Let's get out the tables, the ladders, the chairs. You might as well throw those in the octagon as well. Dana White, you need to come out and make a statement about this. Wasn't even close. It was a 30-27. Rewatch the fight. Ask anyone in MMA. Peter Yan won that fight. Was never even close. Unbelievable. Who do we got judging? I'm out.